the Bell Joyride ambassador, and today I'm here with Jill Kintner. Jill, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Hailey?
How's Bellingham this time of year?
Yeah, I've actually never been home for a summer, so this is pretty insane, and it's like maybe the nicest weather of all time this year. So on the plus side, we got that, but on the flip side, yeah, everything's canceled and the world's a little upside down, but making do.
Definitely got to find those silver linings, right?
Lots of good bike time, that's for sure.
There wasn't a lockdown. Where in the world would you be, and what would you be up to?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, what month are we in? August, September? I mean, I'd probably be in like Whistler or something, just like hanging out, riding, and Crankworx probably just finished. So it's so weird. I mean, I think I've done like at least 14 years in a row of Crankworx, 10, 14. And so this is the first time not going to Whistler for that one event. So it's kind of like, I don't know, you kind of like gauge your year based on events and like where you're at certain times. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to be home and in a cool spot. So I don't know where I'd be. I'd be here chilling.
Awesome. Can you even remember the last time that you weren't at Sea Otter?
That's crazy not to be at Sea Otter. I mean, it's like kind of the start of the year is always at Sea Otter, and it's like everybody's all excited and whatever. And then I kind of feel like the end is near like Crankworx Whistler. So I'm like, we didn't have either of those this year. So I don't know. It feels weird not to be there, but I was like, yeah, it's definitely the right call that they didn't do it this year. And I'm sure they'll figure out a way to make it happen and everyone to connect. So I'm glad to be here with you and figuring out a way to like bring people in.
Definitely. So are you itching to race your bike? Or I know that you said that you're happy to be home and enjoying the summer, but how do you feel about that?
It's like it's such a roller coaster, this whole thing, like with the races or events happening and you can't go, or like, I don't know. So I'm just doing my best to like be home, be present, affect people in my own proximity, or like stay my distance or whatever. And I don't know, there's lots of coaching opportunities and art opportunities and ways to contribute,
Yeah, I've been following you a little bit on Instagram. I definitely think that you're making a positive impact. So it's really cool to see what you're doing.
Thank you. It's nice to challenge your like creative side a little bit and like stretch your brain. It's such a different vibe. It's like the way I do art and bikes. It's like I never have enough room for both because I put everything into one thing at a time. Yeah, I just feel like with racing and stuff, you want like 100% attention, or like you're dedicated to training, and like this time is like fractured your mental ability to like really like take one thing in. So like I've had to make room for these issues to just deal with how I feel, and it's like been such like a roller coaster, or like things happen daily that you're not ready for. So it's nice to take a break from events and kind of just do other stuff.
Yeah. How often are you riding during lockdown?
Yeah, I mean, the lockdown hit, and like as a pro biker, I mean, I ride twice a day, so nothing really changed. I definitely rode a lot during the lockdown just to kind of get outside and clear your head and whatever. But yeah, like without events coming up, it really tweaks your motivation, and you're like
absolutely
focused towards a goal. Like, so I kind of like go with my structure and, started paddleboarding, or like I play this little game, pickleball. It's just fun, dumb little games, or like soccer, or like whatever. I just kind of taken on these like new little hobbies for fun. So I'm still like really active, and I do a lot of yoga and stuff, but I haven't been as structured. It's like really hard to go out and want to do some sprints when you don't have a race coming up.
Yeah,
like, I'd rather just go ride for fun. And so I've been riding a lot, but maybe not the same structured, like dedicated towards one singular goal kind of style. So
yeah, more out there to have fun, right?
What about you? You've been riding a ton?
Been able to go on some rides, but not a ton. Definitely looking forward to getting back out there, especially with the Bell Joyride ladies. So
I found e-biking's been a really, really nice tool during this time, because it kind of takes on more of an explorer. Like you go check things out, you're out, deeper than normal, and you kind of are in your own isolation mode. So, I mean, I was like exploring all the trails in my own backyard and like went really far, and like it was a really nice tool, because sometimes you don't want to like suffer to get somewhere, It's just like a cruisy tool, I really like it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So when riding from your house, which helmet do you grab when you're heading out for the trails?
Yeah, I'm a Sixer fan. I love that thing. So yeah, just grab a Sixer, and then when I ride like pump tracks or any kind of skill thing, I go full face, or like downhill runs, or yeah. So I either do the full 9 or Sixer. Those are my go-tos.
Nice. Full 9 saved my face last year when I broke my collarbone, so super happy that I wore that one.
What were you riding? Like downhill?
I was jumping some tabletops at the bike park south of here, and yeah, I got a little too sendy.
I mean, it happens to everybody. I've seen so many people just like at the pump track. It's like, it's so unassuming because you're just casually going out. But I'm like, yeah, full face all the time.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. It just happens quick.
Definitely. Can't break the moneymaker, right?
Teeth are expensive. You need that grill. Protect your face.
Absolutely. Have you and Bryn done any van trips to get outside of the house during lockdown?
Yeah, we did a couple. Our new favorite spot actually that we've never even been to is Big Sky, Montana. So yeah, we just head east, like you go through Washington, and then Idaho has some really amazing bike parks and like spots to ride, and like Montana was like mind blowing. It's like we just went for like big open space, you know, like not too many not populated very often. But yeah, we did Whitefish, Big Sky, and Idaho, and we did that twice because we had such a good time. So it was definitely deep and grizzly country there. But luckily we got the van, so it's got metal walls.
Montana is definitely on my list of places to go visit. So
we wanted to go south and go to Wyoming and then Utah too, but it was like the national parks were kind of closed when we were there. It was like 40,000 people a day. So you're like, oh, well, I guess that plan to just kind of keep it open space.
So you've always been super creative, and even more so during lockdown. Can you tell us a little bit about these epic coloring contests that you've been having?
Well, thanks. Art and illustration and stuff have always been a part of my life. Like I keep sketchbooks. I have like hundreds of sketchbooks. Like I always have one with me, and it's like kind of how I express my ideas or work through thoughts. Like I'm a major visual learner, and so I mean I had a coloring poster from like last year that I did, and so I just was like, during lockdown I was like, oh, maybe I'll make one that's like small and people can print it out and just color at home, because it's like a nice peaceful activity that can take your mind off of you know, like bad news or whatever. Like I just do it myself because I enjoy it. But then yeah, like I have this massive project that I've been working on for like 2 years, where if you've seen my Red Bull helmet, it's got like a sort of a woodland critter theme to it. And so we pitched this project where they come to life in animation, and I ride, and then they're like, my drawings are like animated and following me through the forest. And there's this whole Once Upon a Time story that was created by my friend Lacey Kemp. And yeah, I've been working on this for years, and it's like just taken forever because painfully animation, you have to draw every screen or make character adjustments. And so these drawing contests are part of like a mind maintenance thing. Like it was like, people seem to like having activities that they can do at home, and I love to draw, and it really challenged myself to like push the limits as like illustrator or like in our creative ways, and to see people like respond and like add to it and bring so much to the table. It was like we had this little like network where like nothing but your artwork really mattered, and everybody be like, oh, I see that, and they'd build and build like each week. And by the end, people came up with like some really insane bike designs where maybe like they weren't ready for it week one, but yeah, we gave away a bike, and they get a custom painted bike. So it was super fun, and it's like gave me a little bit more like motivation to do, like to challenge them, but to challenge myself. So I love to draw, and this lockdown's been a great distraction to just sit here and like work on other activities other than training being your full-time agenda.
Is there anything special that we should be looking out for in the next 6 months that's coming from you?
Yeah, I mean, that animation project I told you, it's at film festivals and stuff now. So it went to Banff and Sundance, and it's kind of like, because it's so short, it doesn't like, I don't want it just to go, we don't want it to just go on Pink Bike, you know, and be like lost. It's like an experience. So I wanted to really have like an in-person, like set dress, like a space, and have an art gallery and like a little reading room where people could come hear the story. And then I'm working on some like little like merchandise items maybe, and like an illustrated book to go with the story, because it's 100% like a bedtime story. It like rhymes, and it's like about these forest critters and stuff. So I don't know, about 6 months. I'm like kind of overwhelmed a little bit by the scale of illustrating a whole book. But I'm working on it. I got the posters done. I got a fender done. Got a new helmet design coming. So, and then eventually you guys will see the video, but I don't know how, when with COVID and all this, but I can't wait. I think it's delightful personally, so I'm biased.
So what do you think the future of Sea Otter and events in general are going to look like?
I mean, that's hard to say. It depends, I guess, what part of the world you're in, because some places have figured it out, but it's weird, right? Like the made-for-TV thing's pretty cool, like as a pro, but I feel like the amateur participation is kind of part of the whole atmosphere. So I don't know. I don't want to exclude anybody really, and I don't know. I kind of think they should make a pause until it's like safe for everybody to go personally, but I also understand that it's like the world has to go on and people have contracts in place. And I've enjoyed, I did like Rebecca Rush had a couple challenges where you just go out and you Strava challenge yourself and like take your own time and nobody's watching. I kind of really enjoyed that because I've never done that. And I like that her events go for a cause, like you're raising money for a charity, or like to grow diversity in cycling, or like she puts it in a thing I care about. So like, I mean, as a pro, obviously you would want to be able to win some money doing an event, but I don't know how you would do a downhill virtually. So there's a lot of like maybe endurance challenges that could be pretty cool in the future, or I think enduros could work too, because you're spaced out enough. I'm not sure though. I don't have the answer. It's like, It's cool to see people figure it out, and like things are evolving constantly. So
Absolutely.
I don't know. What do you think?
So I actually work for a nonprofit. It's the NorCal High School Cycling League, and we're in this boat. Like we produce races for kids, and like we have to have plan A, plan B, plan C, because everything is just changing so often. And I mean, I'm hopeful for plan A, which is like normal life outside of COVID, but it's kind of forcing us to be creative and look at how other people are handling it, and what's working and what's not. And, you know, there's something completely new that we can come up with. So, yeah, it's definitely some interesting times, but you gotta find the silver linings and stay positive and hope for the best. What will you miss most about not physically being at Sea Otter?
I think the excitement of just people coming together for the first time of the year. It's like such a beautiful part of the world. I love that zone, and like I always have like special moments or memories there, and the smells of the cypress and the ocean, and just the slalom obviously is my favorite. But I just think the people being together is obviously the best part. Like seeing the bell booth, or like cruising the pits, or you know, like the hectic schedule. It's all kind of one of those, it's just in my blood. It's weird not to have it. It's the small things. It's like, you know, going to Bell and having a grilled cheese sandwich or something. Like they just always have something cool happening, and people come by the booth, and you're like, I don't know, I just get stoked on how stoked people are, I guess. And
yeah, Sea Otter is definitely a good time.
Sun's usually shining and people are in good spirits, so yeah, I'll miss that quite a bit. I don't know, I always have a game face on Sea Otter. I'm like there to kind of like do my jobs, but I also like really appreciate that people care and that we're together.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's a wrap. Thank you, Jill, for joining us, and we look forward to maybe hopefully seeing you at Sea Otter next year.
Oh, thanks guys. Stay safe out there. See you soon.